Welcome everyone to Coaching Changes Lives. In this video, we're going to talk about how do we show more support, empathy, and concern for our clients. Now, far too often, I call this the SEC of coaching conversation. The SEC really helps us to really establish trust and safety for the client. You see, far too often, when we think about supporting the client, when we think about empathy with the client, when we think about concern for the client, we think about us. We think that we are the main people in the world. But what does it mean to really support an individual in self-expression? It means this: when a client presents a problem to you and you feel, wow, kind of trapped, you feel kind of, I'm not sure what the client is really facing, I'm not sure how this is going to help us. But to have that connection, to have the authenticity to say, hey, you know what? I may be biased in my own understanding and I may be wrong in my own perspective. Client, can you teach me? One of the secrets to show more support, more empathy, and more concern is to learn to be human again. It's learn to love another human being. It's to learn to love another person, regardless of their race, regardless of their gender, regardless of who they are. Loving a human being for who they are. When I want to support the client, when I want to show support, how do I demonstrate that? It's not just saying, I support you, right? So coaches think that by saying the word, I empathize with you, I support you, I feel concerned about you, it doesn't do anything to the client. I can say all I want. I can say that that you can trust me. You can trust me. Have you ever thought about this before? The more a person says trust me, trust me, trust me, the less we actually trust the person. Why? Because it's not in the words we say. It's in the combinatorial aspects, both the verbal and non-verbal. When I say I support the client, it means this: when the client is speaking, I am maintaining a sense of respectful silence. I'm listening. I'm reflecting. I'm showing my active listening by tuning in. Sometimes I may summarize, sometimes I may paraphrase, sometimes I may demonstrate some sense of, saying certain words that the client has just mentioned to clarify the understanding of that. And sometimes I may inquire and invite the client to share me more, to teach me more. Coming from a place of teachability will always allow us to demonstrate a sense of greater support for the client. Now, also, one of the best ways is to ask the client, hey, Mr. Client, Mrs. Client, or client, how can I support you today? How can I help you today? How would you like me to work with you through this issue? How best should I approach you in this particular context? What is the best way for us to work on this together? And when we want to show support in terms of empathy, the best way of empathy is this. It's to recognize first our own intrinsic biases, to understand that, hey, our spectrum of biases may sometimes influence our conversation flow. Our biases may sometimes influence the way we engage our clients. Our internal bias may sometimes influence the way we speak to our clients. Accepting our biases, understanding them, being aware, and understanding how to course correct our biases. For example, maybe you think that, young people are always in their own world, they're not ready to learn. Or older people are always wanting to share their stories. You have a fixed mindset like this. Having empathy is this: removing that fixed mindset, to have the ability to have a learning mindset, an agile mindset. To say, hey, you know what? Let me learn all over again. Teach me all over again. That spirit and humility to learn, the spirit of humility to be empathetic, the spirit of humility to feel concern for another individual. That is what it means to be human again. Now, this is one of the best practices to kind of do it. I always encourage coaches, to go into the streets, to do some community, to do some service to a stranger. Love someone for who they are with no sense of, I want to get something back. When we feel concerned for we feel concerned for an individual, we don't expect something back in return. Love and concern is unconditional. If we have condition on it, for example, if I help you, you help me back, that is condition, right? When I give concern for the client, I want it to be unconditional. I want it to be in a sense that, hey, there's no pretense. It's just for the client. I'm with the client, for the client, and going through this journey with the client. That's the beauty of coaching conversation. So when we talk about SEC, the support, the empathy, and concern, this comes into a space of what we call security for the client. You see, SEC, this is the beginning 3 letters for the word security. To secure, which is the cure for the sense of unstability in the client's world, instability in the client's world, or the sense of uncertainty in the client's world. To have a sense of security, it's to begin first with supporting, having empathy, and concern. In our subsequent videos, I will tell you more about what the cure really is. And you really have to pay attention to this, because you'll be surprised that the cure to many of these insecurities is a very simple element. Sometimes it's just to be able to be there, having the sense of unconditional positive regard for the individual, respecting the individual, and leaning in, tuning our ears in, our emotions in, to really be there for the person. Try this out in your own time. I want you to try this out, in your journeys as well. Go into the field, talk to people, talk to young ones, talk to the elders, talk to your peers. See if you can conduct a conversation with them that you can go deeper. No judgment. Get them to teach you about their worldview. Find someone who has an opposite worldview from you and see if you can understand and learn what is their worldview like and have that sense of empathy for them. And when you're done, I look forward to seeing you in one of our videos, one of our programs really soon. And here at Coaching Changes Lives, we cover programs from level 1 to level 3, helping coaches to skill up, level up, and to scale up. Catch you really soon in our programs. See you soon.